So the deva he approached was Panchasika. So Panchasika one night went to see the Buddha. And then once he went there at a certain night, illuminating the temple, he sang he could play very well, and he sang probably 4 5 songs. First 2 to 3 songs are about his girlfriend, and then other two stanzas, the poems are about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So he sang while playing his whatever the instrument. Then at the end of this, Buddha said, patient listen to him. Your singing and playing your instrument go together. Beautiful performance. So did the Buddha say, hey, you are Deva, don't do this, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Finally, balance in life. This is what we want finally, peace of mind. What practices in Buddhism can help individuals maintain a healthy balance between enjoying sensual pleasures and pursuing spiritual development? I'm going to wrap up the talk part here. Okay, mindfulness. Number one is mindfulness. We have to bring some level of awareness. As I said earlier, you don't have to become serious about mindfulness in whatever the very hardcore way. Just simple things. Number two, you need to have some ethics in your life, your own moral ethics. Where to end up in your pleasure experience. That is number two. And then you need to find out other ways, letting go, create some patience, right? So I think these couple of things are very interesting. And then the other things which we discussed were understanding the impermanence of these things and bringing some ethics like sila. So these are the things you can practice to create your sensual experience without having greed. So the answer once again to our topic today, seeking sensual pleasure is not un-Buddhist. I would rather say enjoying sensual pleasure is a Buddhist thing rather than seeking it, because if you don't have it, you can seek it. But if you have it, don't need to seek it, you can enjoy it. So what I can say to people here is that, the people who are watching later, you should treat the whole teaching of karma and how to understand karma from this kind of perspective. What is it? What the Buddha said to you was that not to avoid karma as lay people. You have to respect your own karma and do not step over to unnecessary karmas and manage your karma so that you will not be tempted onto unnecessary karma. That should be your emphasis in your karma practice. Not saying no to the karma. Because if you say no to the karmas, you will end up with a very terrible end of karmas. Have you seen there are people who are rejecting karmas? Oh, no, it's very bad karma, 7 days not eating chocolate and 8 days eating 10 chocolates to compensate for 8 days. Because they have not understood why I am not eating these things. Because if you are going to be someone who is like, I would say, karmaless as a layperson, it's going to be a very tedious experience. And you don't have to. Unless you are a monk or a nun, they have enough opportunities to think as such. Thus, they are supposed to. Otherwise, experience, enjoy karmas without creating greed is what you are supposed to do. So don't try to take this teaching for granted, because you will either end up with a hardcore Buddhist, where you are not going anywhere. You are always between a sutta study and a mindfulness retreat. You are not going anywhere. Which is happening to many people. Right? If you want to go a step further, you have to exit this between place, because you learn and you practice and go ahead. Because those people think karma is a poison, it's a poison. Right? It's not a poison. You have to manage karmas in the proper way. Why don't you make that meditation music? Let me tell you, I think we discussed that even today morning. Let me tell you something. And I think I don't want to mention the name. And in that story, that somebody was playing the instrument, and then others came and stopped him. You can't do this in a temple, right? But because the person culturally understood, many people culturally understand that music is an impediment to the spiritual practice. Is it actually really true understanding? If we go to Sakkapanya Sutta, Tika Nikaya, Sakkapanya Sutta is a very long sutta, where the Sakka, the head of the Deva, wanted to see the Buddha. Then the Buddha said, the Sakka said to one of his Devas, I know Buddha is very busy, I can't go and see him. So I send you to invite the Buddha that I am coming to see him. So the Deva he approached was Panchasika. So Panchasika one night went to see the Buddha. And then once he went there at a certain night, illuminating the temple, he sang, he could play very well, and he sang probably 4-5 songs. First 2 to 3 songs are about his girlfriend. He had a crush about Asura, I think, Asura lady, right? Not a Deva. And then other 2 stanzas, the poems are about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So he sang while playing it's whatever the instrument. Then at the end of this, Buddha said, patient listened to him. Your singing and your playing instrument go together. Your singing and playing your instrument go together. Beautiful performance. So did the Buddha say, hey, you are Deva, don't do this, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Tell your Sakka, don't come here, you're wasting my time. I think if you do that in a modern, new, conservative temple, the people might say like that, don't come here. Right? Buddha appreciated that because it's a way of addressing things. I think music is a universal language. It's not a language in one country. So I think if you bring that music example in that case, you don't need to worry about it. If you bring music into understanding your meditation, that can be helpful. But I don't know other example. Let's say someone is too much thinking about somebody else and he wants to join a retreat. I think in that place, I advise that person to understand you are going to join a retreat. So you have to get ready for that. Not that until today morning you are thinking suddenly you go to a retreat. It won't happen, right? You have to register. I think no retreats are happening without taking registrations nowadays. At least 1 month before that. So you have to get ready within that 1 month. You are going for a retreat. Unless that person is such a very bombarded with lots of sensual pleasures, cannot manage sensual pleasures. Otherwise, with that time of preparation, that person can manage. But music is a good way to understand Buddhism. I always encourage that. So you can bring that music, because music is a certain technical area. So you can bring that technicality to understand life. Yeah, it's better than impermanence. It's closer to what Buddha said with anicca. Changes are not scary if we have developed a certain acceptance to any change in our life, because we all are going to die, whether you follow Buddhism or not, right? Whether you follow Buddhism or not, you're going to die. You may get sick if you don't lead a good life. Sometimes even you lead a good life, because of your past karma, you may get sick. So I think what we have to develop is being able to embrace any change in our life. When people criticize us, blame us, even sicknesses come to us, we should develop a certain immunity to any change. Then we are not becoming scary for that. But unless you are not, as long as you are not developing that, you will be very scared for anything.